Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the importance of considering biopsychosocial causes of back pain, especially when it comes to chronic and reoccurring back pain. Even though I'm a big fan of biomechanics and exercises, when it comes to chronic and reoccurring back pain, it is important to also consider causes and factors from different areas of life. So instead of just looking at the biological and physiological causes of it, where we look at what it said in an MRI, what it said in an X-ray, what the doctor says, what a movement assessment or a posture assessment is saying, and trying to fix those, we can also look at the psychological, emotional, or the social and environmental areas of life. I mean, from experience, in most cases, when we just consider the biomechanics and we really know which tests to do and how to really figure out, okay, what is the pain triggers here, then we can improve the pain by just working on those. But it's not always an option for everyone, because some people, they just don't know how to test you, how to do a movement analysis, and how to probably assess you. And also some people just don't like doing exercises, and it's not realistic for them to do exercises. And in those cases, we can look at other areas of life as well. And in fact, in my book, Effortless Back Pain Solutions, I wrote about a holistic approach where we consider biopsychosocial factors. And I came up with tips and exercises in 10 different areas of life. For example, if we look at our social life and look at, okay, how good is our social support actually? Are we socially engaged in life, or are we more isolated and are more surrounded by hostile, relationships that our studies show actually have an effect on our pain levels? So the better our social support is, the less likely we are to have back pain actually. And the more we isolate it, the higher the chances are, and the greater the more severe the pain, the perception of pain can become. And we can also look at our psychological and emotional factors and look at, okay, how much negative stress do we have in our lives? How often are we having a feeling of burnout or even of bore out, and try to find a way to get rid of the stressors if we are too stressed, or how to actually push ourselves a little bit if we are just like bored out, if we just don't do anything and we kind of want to get back to living an active life again. So if we consider different areas of life and try to find solutions there and then implement them into our everyday lives, then they can make a big difference to our pain levels. And even though we might not have fixed the biomechanic cause of it, it can still lead to less pain in our life, and even us not having to have pain at all anymore. So what's important and what I wrote about in my book is that we actually find solutions that are realistic for us and to implement into our everyday lives. And they become effortless, how I call them, if we are able to say it is a method or an exercise that I am inspired to implement, that I believe it's going to help me to improve and to improve my health and decrease my pain, and that I can see that it's realistic that I will implement these things into my everyday life. And if we can say yes to all of these three, then approaching that exercise or that change in our lives, which can be things in all areas of life, maybe even something like changing the ergonomics at work, You know, if that is something that we believe is going to make a difference for us, and we put in that effort and a little bit of money to you know, have a proper setup, then that can already make a big difference. If we're just sitting at work for 8 hours a day and having a sedentary job, then having proper ergonomics can have a huge impact, right? And maybe the impact is even greater than doing a few exercises every day. So really look at your life, look at it holistically, and consider all the different areas, and then try to answer these 3 questions. Are you inspired to change that thing, to do these exercises, to move more, or whatever it is you want to do? Do you believe that it will make a difference in your life and in your pain? And is it really realistic that you will implement those for as long as you have to implement them, right? And if you can, as I said, say yes to all of those and are pretty certain that you will implement it, then it's definitely worth trying it out and implementing it, because that can and will make the difference in your back pain.